Okay. Okay, ladies, we're back. So embarrassing. Alright, I'm gonna give it a second so everybody can come back on. You guys, my phone hates me. I swear this always happens. Okay, so real quick, if we hit 500 viewers tonight, we can only do that if you guys are sharing and inviting your friends to come watch the Peppi live. I'm gonna give away a resting beach face, which is this beautiful bright teal color that we just released about 2 weeks ago. And if we do something crazy, I haven't decided yet, but if we go way over 500, I'm gonna give away an alter ego tonight. And these are the colors that I'm working with, plus some more on my hand here, which we're gonna go over. So real quick, like I was saying before I restarted the live, I've been seeing a lot of questions about nail prep. And I wanted to touch base on that really quick because we have a lot of new Peppi babes, and it's really important that your nail prep is done like in a certain order. It's going to be a little bit different for everybody, but the basics of the order in general are going to be pretty important. So this is how I do my nail prep. My nails are actually already prepped. You can see they're kind of very dry looking. There's no shine to them. This is what you want them to look like before you apply your Peppi gel. So what I do is I remove my Peppi gel, I then wash my hands with Dawn dish soap, and then I take a little brush, something stiff like this while I'm washing my hands, and I scrub all my nails, all the residue off my skin and underneath the nails. And what that does is make sure all the oil's coming off and they're gonna be nice and dry and ready to go for the application. So the reason we choose to use Dawn soap is because it's an oil removing soap. It's very important that your nails are not slick or oily, or else Peppi gel will not last. So you have to make sure you set the foundation if you're going for long-term wear. So after I wash my hands with Dawn dish soap, I then go ahead and start working on the prep. While I'm doing this, it allows my actual nail beds themselves to dry. Your nails are very porous and they hold moisture, so even though if you dry your hands with a paper towel, the nail bed itself isn't exactly going to be dry, and that is the #1 cause of lifting. So after I dry my hands, I go ahead and start the nail prep. I maintain my cuticles pretty well, so I don't have to do a whole lot to them, but if you're just starting out, you want to make sure you're taking your cuticle pusher and pushing back the cuticles as far as you can, and you want to get any of that residual cuticle that grows on the nail bed off. So if you can't do that by just pushing back your cuticles, I use a little drill bit just like this. There's another shape that you can use that I don't have handy, but I use this one, and I just go right in there and drill just right along the line. But I do it at a very low speed, and I do it very soft and gentle because I don't want to cause harm to my actual nail bed. So very important. But if you're using a cuticle aid to remove your cuticle, those are very oily and they cause lifting. So I recommend that if you cannot use that, try not to and do what I'm showing you here. So after I do that, I then file and shape my nails and get them exactly how I want them to be. And then I give them a really light overall buff, and then they end up looking like this, ready to go for my next Peppi cure. We did hit 500, so I am going to give away a resting beach face. But if we hit, what do you think?
What, to give away alter ego?
Yeah.
At least 700 to
Alright.
give away the next color.
If we hit 700, I'm giving away alter ego. And we're only 150 away, so I know it's completely doable. Alright, so tonight I am doing ombre. I went a little bit heavy on this hand, but this is my harder hand to work on, so I promise you I am going to show you my best ombre over here on this hand, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're using the color Resting Beach Face. And now just keep in mind, ladies, this ombre does take a little bit longer than a normal application. So the more patient you are with yourself and the time that you allow yourself to do this, the better your ombre is going to come out. And I will prove that to you because right before live, I rushed on this hand so I could eat dinner. Alright, so this is Alter Ego. You can see how it looks here. This is going to be the accent nail topped with clear. And then I'm going to be, again, using Resting Beach Face along with All Natural as the neutral color up top. So these colors are so pretty. They're so perfect. And if you guys saw the picture I posted in the group last night, that is where my inspiration came from tonight for today's manicure. So with ombre, you have to move a little bit quick because you don't want your base to dry on you before you're done sprinkling the powder on. But you don't want to go so quick that you get a sloppy look in the finish. So you have to really find that right balance. Now I'm going to take away the pretty background tonight because I am the world's sloppiest ombre person. So hopefully you guys aren't as bad as I am, but I will show you. I like to protect my space just to make sure, you know, the cleanup is going to be easier later. So we're going to go ahead and use our number one ready, which is our base. This is what's going to adhere the powder to your nails. You want to make sure when you're using your number one liquid, you always pull the excess liquid off using the inside wiper of the bottle. You never want to wipe your liquid up here or down like this because, again, it's an adhesive base, so what will happen is you'll glue your bottle shut. So I need to reiterate that to you guys as much as I possibly can because I think a lot of people forget that and they think it's normal polish and you can just do a little swiperoo there, but you can't. You have to be really careful with your number one and your number three bottle. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. And I am going to show you how I ombre. In tonight's case, because I'm ombreing, I am actually going to go all the way up on all three layers, stopping a hairline before the cuticle, just because I want a nice, even look in the end. I'm going to take my base, and I'm going to apply it nice and thin. The thinner you apply your liquid, the more natural it's going to look in the end.
627.
Oh man, you guys really want me to give two colors away. So I am using two eyeshadow like brushes. One is the Peppi nail art brush and one is just a random one because I don't have two Peppi brushes with me. And I'm going to hold my finger down while I ombre one direction, and then I'm going to hold my finger up while I ombre the other. And what that does is it creates a cascading waterfall of the powder to go down and bleed into each other, creating that ombre look. So again, it's really important when you do your top, you hold your finger pointing down, and when you do your bottom, you hold your finger pointing up. And what that does is it bleeds it together to create that ombre look. So we're gonna do that on all of our fingers, and I'm using the light brush for the light color in the Peppi ombre brush for the darker color because I don't want the brush to bleed the colors themselves. And we are doing Alter Ego again on the accent nail. So I'm going to go ahead and dip that.
Barbara is asking what is the difference in the retro version and the original?
So the retro liquids are what we used to use before our current original bottles that we are using. And we have a lot of requests for people wanting the clear bottles, so we thought we'd bring them back temporarily, just so whoever did want them can get their hands on them. But they're both equally awesome. So now I'm going to take the cuticle stick that you can pick up from Walmart or Walgreens or wherever, and just go around the cuticle edge. So on the Alter Ego accent nail, I did forget to mention I am as well going all the way up, stopping a hairline before the cuticle because I'm only going to do 2 dips. And as you guys can see, I have a really nice clean cuticle line, but using the stick and just kind of rubbing it right around really helps to make it nice and smooth and just perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and move Alter Ego out of the way, and we're gonna get back into my messy ombre that I'm doing over here.
We're at 684. You guys are so close to getting the next color.
Oh man, we're gonna give 2 colors away. I'm excited. These are good colors. They go amazing together.
Yeah, they do.
So I hope I see some ombres after tonight's live.
Everyone is saying it's a good tip about holding your finger up or down.
Yes, yeah, so you have to really just create that little waterfall so they bleed together. And you'll see like your first layers, like it won't look as flawless as you want it, but after you alternate the colors the way you ombre, it ends up creating the perfect ombre after you go to buff your nails. But right now they just kind of look like I laid the powder like that, but when you wipe it away, you'll see the ombre start to reveal itself. It's pretty fun. And again, ladies, the key goal is to go real thin on your base. That way you have more control over where your liquid is going, and you also get that thin natural finish in the end, and an added bonus, you get to buff less.
Brianna is asking, how often do you change out your colors?
So lately I've been wearing mine for 2 weeks at a time, but I go through phases where I'll wear them and change them every week because I want a new color. But that's also truly dependent on how busy we are, and as you guys know, Peppi is pretty busy right now, so there's no time for extracurriculars of changing for fun.
We passed 700.
700? Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed. You guys are amazing. We're giving away 2 colors tonight. If we hit 1,000, I'll give a 3rd one away. Let's see how ambitious you guys are. I'll give the all natural away. All right, ladies, so I am working on my thumb. And again, if you're new to Peppi, ombre takes longer than a normal application. So you guys are gonna see me really spending some time on creating the ombre look. And I got some more tips coming up that I'm about to share with you after I ombre my thumb. So if you are ombreing the other way, the vertical way, sorry, you would use the same method that I'm using here. You would just hold your fingers the different way, and then always just hold them up and down depending on the direction you're working on. To create that look. Alright, so now we have our first round of ombre going. So what I'm going to do is take the Peppi duster brush. If you're new to Peppi, you can use any brush you have at home or grab one of these from our site, but it's gonna do the same thing. And I'm gonna wipe off the excess powder. I'm gonna start with my glitter nail, and then I'm gonna take my brush and just kind of like knock that loose glitter off on the side over here because I don't want it in my other nails. And then I'm gonna go in and just wipe off that excess powder over here. I'm going to do my thumb last because I just did that one, and if I do it too soon, it'll be wet and it'll cause, you know, hardness on the brush right here. So now I'm going to take the little orange wood stick here and just kind of run around the cuticle. Even though the product is pretty dry, if there's anything I don't want there, I can at least like scrape it off a little bit, if that makes sense. And what that's gonna do is to help keep a really nice cuticle line in the end, which I know it's something that we all really try to work for. And then I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it off my thumb and just take that little orange stick and do it again. So the first layer doesn't look like much of anything, but now this time we're going to do resting beach face, the blue color, starting first, holding our hands up this way so it can cascade down in like a waterfall, and then hold my hand pointing downwards this way for the unnatural. So the key is always creating that waterfall and then alternating the way you ombre for each dip.
Someone wants to see the Peppi brush you're using to do the ombre.
Oh, so this is in our nail art brush pack thingy. This is the ombre brush. This is for like the heavy ombre like I'm doing tonight. And then we also have the other brushes that come in the pack. This is really good for an ombre, like if you're just doing a little ombre glitter once your like manicure's done. It's for like a light little dusting of it. And I use this one to clean up acetone around the edge of my nails when I'm doing, use acetone to clean up the edge of my nails when I'm stamping. And then there's this one that I use to draw like nail art with. So this nail art brush pack is actually super amazing. I highly recommend it. They're not just pretty, they're actually useful too. So we're gonna go ahead and go in and we're gonna start the second layer of ombre. I'm gonna go ahead and dip my alter ego first though and get that one out of the way.
So someone is asking, how do you like clean the brushes after you're doing the ombre?
So you can clean the brushes a lot of ways. A lot of times you can just dust them off like on your paper towel or just anything that you don't mind, like getting that excess powder off. But I will tell you guys, I ordered this thing on Amazon called Cinema Secrets, and I posted a link to it in the Facebook group, and it's amazing. It is a really great brush cleaner, and it sanitizes too. So if you are like sharing your product with other people, it actually sanitizes the brush too. But if you go in the Facebook group and you look under the units tab, there is a link under there that will give you access to that information and a bunch of other stuff that we use a lot in our lives. All right, ladies, I'm like so consumed in this ombre. I have not been reading the comments. Caitlin, you're supposed to read them for me.
Well, I have been, but you've been talking a lot too, so I don't want to interrupt you.
You see, she says I talk too much.
Amanda's asking, any tips on how to get thin layers?
Yes, use the inside wiper of the bottleneck that I just showed you guys to pull off that excess liquid, and then that will help you get a nice thin application. So just remember, like, you can pull a lot off because you can always add more liquid, but like painting, you really can't take it away, right?
Yeah.
So you really just, I can't ombre and talk. You really just want to make sure you pull that excess liquid off.
If you do happen to get product on the neck of the bottle, can you remove it with acetone?
So you can, but you have to be super careful because you don't want the acetone to fall in the bottle, and you don't want to rub your liquid brush where the acetone touched on here because it will contaminate it, and that won't be a good thing. Alright, so I'm going into my middle finger to get this one going. And we're actually like halfway done with the ombre. After this layer, I'm going to do one more layer of ombre, and that's it. It's actually like, it's slower, but it's not too slow. It goes pretty fast.
Tara says ombre is like putting on mascara. You can't talk while doing it.
You really can't. She gets me.
Is there a color on sale tonight?
No $12.99 color, ladies. We're focusing on our current shipping statuses, so as soon as we get those caught up, we will bring it back. We figured it wouldn't be fair to add more, you know what I mean?
Someone said, what color are you wearing, Caitlin? I'm not sure if they were asking me, but I can show you guys when she's done ombre.
Yeah, 1 second here, so I can get that. Hopefully I'm in the frame. I always have a bad tendency to move too far.
I think you're good.
Alright, Caitlin is going to show you her color, but just to warn you, you can't get it. It's a mystery box color.
So I am wearing pink leg warmers.
Come up more. There you go.
and it is a mystery box color, so unfortunately you guys can't buy it.
Sorry, guys. Before anybody gets mad, I'm sorry. Alright, so now I'm going in and I'm going to do my pointer. So please let me know if you guys have more questions as I'm going through this, because this is really a great time to ask while I'm here live with you and can answer it. Caitlin, you
I
want to read?
know, I'm looking for comments.
I'm like, crickets. I'm like, okay, nobody has any questions.
Nobody's asking really any questions.
Alright, so just again, I'm just creating that little cascade effect. And sometimes it goes on, you know, a little bit heavier than you want, especially with resting beach face, because it is a thicker pigmented powder. So it is dribbling like a little bit heavier, but that's okay because we're gonna buff, and once we buff it, it's gonna really just kind of smooth and even out the ombre effect.
So Ashley asked, how close is hibiscus to pink clay warmers? Do we have that here?
We don't have that here. It's actually pretty close. I'll do my best to remember some swatches tomorrow, but yeah, we can't do it right this second. But it's pretty close. Not too close, of course, because then it wouldn't be a new color. Alright, ladies, so I'm just, again, taking my time, applying my base nice and thin. That is truly the key, so you have full control over your liquid, and you get that nice, clean cuticle line that you want.
The ombre work on shorter nails?
The same way. You would do it the same way. You just have a lesser space to work with, which is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the method is the same. It's all personal preference from this point on what you like. And that's the best part with Peppi Gel, is being able to express your own creativity. And another added bonus is to not be charged $5 for every nail art design that you want. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Peppi Duster brush, and I'm going to wipe this off. So you can see the ombre is going to look a little bit blotchy right now, but don't forget we got one more layer of ombre to do, and it's going to start to even itself out.
Kelly is asking, will you guys ever make the mystery box colors permanent or make like a special offer for them?
You know, I can't answer that, but as of right now, they are exclusive just to subscribers. Alright, so here is how the ombre looks after 2 layers. So it looks a little bit blotchy, but you can see, like, even up here, you can see where the blue is up here. So once we get our 3rd and final layer, it's going to even itself out, and then that's when the magic happens. So before I go ahead and dip or finish my ombre, I'm going to go ahead and dip my Alter Ego accent finger into clear. So I chose to do only 2 dips of the glitter because that's all I needed to get full coverage. But 2 dips isn't enough for long wear, so I have to do 1 more dip of clear so I can have the nails be strong enough for long wear, but more importantly to really protect the glitter and keep it in its like truest color form, so it's not like rubbed silver from the buffer.
Maya asked, do we have a neon orange color?
Girls Trip is pretty close to a neon orange. I would consider it a neon orange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so again, clear is for strength and for extra shine, and it's really great at encapsulating your glitter so it remains true to its color. Otherwise, if you buff without clear, you're going to see some of the glitter turn a little bit silver, and if you really have your heart set on that color, that can be a little bit disappointing. So just something to keep in mind if you're new to Peppi Gel. and you love glitter, I recommend adding that to your collection. It's a really great staple item to have. So now we're gonna go in with our third and final dip, or third and final ombre, I should say, since we're not exactly dipping tonight. And again, I'm gonna alternate the direction, going back to the way that we started.
There are a lot of questions about the mystery boxes now, so people want to know when you can purchase them and like what comes in them.
Alright, so the mystery boxes are available every month between the 10th and the 13th. That's when we open them up for purchase or for subscription signups. I gotta do my ombre.
I can answer.
Yeah, answer for me.
So the mystery boxes come with 2 colors every month, and because the Peppi ladies are so generous, they give you a free gift every month.
Look how nice my sister is. But yes, that's what she said.
And this is another question about the ship dates. Like,
When
do they
is
ship? Yeah.
Okay, so this week the box that was paid for in April will ship. So as we mention it on the website, and I think a lot of people don't see it when they're checking out because they're just so excited to get a mystery box. Mystery boxes always ship middle to end of the following month. So you pay for it in May and you get it in June, or you pay for it in June and you get it in July. So mystery boxes have always worked like that. It has nothing to do with COVID, but what that does is it allows us enough time to produce exactly what we need and get our hands on the free gift for you guys, like the exact quantity that we need. So that's why it's always that far in advance.
And once you subscribe, do you have to redo it each month?
So generally no, but if you did do it in April, you did have to resubscribe this month, which I think almost all of you did. But yeah, so for the most part, no, it's automatic, but you can pause or cancel anytime as long as you do it before the 12th when the auto pay renews.
And Ashton wants to know when we restock like the ombre brush and the nail art brushes.
Those should be restocked actually in the next week or two.
The color she is using is Alter Ego is the sparkly, and then the blue is Resting Beach Face, and All Natural is the tan color.
The teal color. All right, ladies, I got 2 more ombre fingers, and then we're gonna get on to some other good tips that follow, which are actually some of the most important tips.
Tara wants to know when do they get a peek at the new facility?
Soon. We gotta finish settling in first. Right now, we only have time to pack orders. But we will soon. Maybe we'll do like a packing party night thingy.
How many layers have you done for the ombre?
3. The usual amount. So make sure you're turning your nail as you're ombreing because it's really easy to like miss a side or corner of your nail because you can't see like all the way around. So you really just want to make sure like you're moving your nail and getting like covering the whole thing.
Ashley asked, does it matter which color you start with for the ombre?
It doesn't matter. You just want to choose 2 contrasting colors so you can really see your ombre. Of course, if you choose 2 similar colors, it's going to be a little bit harder to see. But if you want it to be more of a like gradual effect, you can certainly do that. But no, it doesn't matter. That's totally up to your creativity on how you want to do it.
But make sure to alternate the color.
Yeah, always make sure you alternate.
Each dip.
If you alternate, you get a better result in the end.
Gabby asked, do you use buffer block or drill?
I actually use both because I'm super OCD and you're about to see that.
Me too.
I'll explain why as I'm doing it. But yeah, I really do like to use both just because I like like what each one brings in the process.
Sammy just joined.
Hi, Sammy. Sammy's our other sister, you guys. All right. So now you guys can see how uber messy I am when I do ombre, which is why I don't do it too often, because I always make a big mess. All right, so now I'm taking the duster brush and wiping it off, and you guys can see like the ombre is really just starting to show up. And then once we buff it, it's really gonna pop.
Madison asked, can you use French pink in place of the clear over glitter?
You can. It will alter the color slightly, but you certainly can do it.
And Julie asked, tips or tricks for doing your non-dominant hand?
Just go slow and take your time. Over time, you will get that muscle memory and it becomes easier. But as you're just learning, the best thing you can do is go slow and give yourself the time and have really good lighting, because the liquid brushes are clear. So if you don't have good lighting, it's going to be really hard to see where you're applying your liquid. All right, so let me go ahead and clean off some of my mess.
Tiffany says she misses the packing parties, so you guys have to do that again.
Yes, we will. We will as soon as catch-up happens, I promise.
Joni asked what color is Sammy wearing, so maybe she'll leave a comment and tell us.
Yeah, Sammy's not with us. She just popped onto live. Okay, so now I'm going into my number 2, which is our set. This is what activates everything together and cures your entire system. So the best thing you can remember is your number 2 is the curing agent of your system, meaning anything that this touches will turn it rock solid hard, okay? So you have to be very, very, very careful, and I'm gonna go over all of that with you guys. So right now, I'm just gonna apply a good amount onto my nails, and I'm gonna make sure I'm getting it up around the cuticle, into the side wall, on the main part of the bed, and then at the tip. And just real quick, you guys, this is 3 dips, and I just want you guys to see like how thin and natural it is. That is all in how you apply your number 1. So the more number 1 you apply, the more powder it will absorb, making it thick. So just be careful with that as you're applying.
A couple people asked, what is a packing party?
A packing party is when we have like some kind of sale or something while we're packing, and then we pack live, and you guys can see like us actually pack an order you just placed. But we're not doing that right now just because everything is just a little too hectic. So after we apply the number 2, we're going to wait about 2 minutes or so it can kind of activate, do its thing, and make my number 1 in the powder turn nice, rock solid hard, so it's nice and strong.
So a couple people have asked if their number 3 brush gets hard, what's like the best way to clean it?
Alright, so if your number 3 brush gets hard, the absolute best thing that you can do if you don't want to lose your number 3 liquid is literally pull the brush out of the cap and seal up your liquid. We have replacement brushes on the website. We just put them back in stock not even a week ago. They are sold out again, but we will put some more in it, and you guys will be able to access that. But if you try to clean it with acetone or anything else and you don't do a good job, you can literally carry that residue back in, and you're going to ruin your bottle. So you have higher chances of ruining your bottle trying to do that or leaving the brush in versus just taking it out and putting the cap on it and just saving it until you can get a replacement brush.
Someone asked, how did Peppi start? What's the background story?
Oh, that was like, I feel like that was like so long ago. Yeah. So Peppi, basically the quick version is Maggie and I both just wanted to have something that women like us could enjoy at a fraction of the cost of going to the salon and being like secure and safe into our own homes doing that. So that's why we worked very hard together. Oh no, I just spilled the whole thing of clear. Mom's gonna kill me.
Yeah, she is gonna kill you.
And that's why we brought it to you. So I'm over here trying to clean up while I'm answering questions, and I just spilled half a jar of clear. And it's my mom's clear because I'm using her stuff tonight. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the drill. I like to use this, like, I don't even know what the shape is. What is the shape? What would you call this? You're the nail tech school girl. All right.
Not in school right now.
She's not in school right now. All right, so just so anybody is new, I am not a licensed nail tech. I am self-taught on everything. All right, so I like to use this particular drill bit here, and I like to just do a really quick smooth over on all of my nails. And then I like to use the buffer afterwards. If you don't want to buy a drill, you don't have to. You can use your buffer to do everything you need to do. This is all, oh man, this is all personal preference.
Somebody said mom's gonna be mad at y'all. I didn't spill it, Tiffany did.
All right, you guys. Maybe she didn't hear it if she's not watching, and I won't get yelled at.
Yeah.
Not that it matters. I would get her a new one anyways.
Someone asked what's the story about your tattoo.
Oh, my tattoo is my wedding date written in Thai, Lao, very similar writing. It's actually written in Thai, but it's very similar. Yeah, it's mine and my hubby's wedding date. He got one on his chest in Thailand. I got one on my finger, and we did it in the old like bamboo stick style. So it was pretty fun. My only tattoo I have, and I was terrified to get it. Meanwhile, my sisters and my brother are all tatted up, which is really crazy to me because our parents are not. They're more like me with nothing. So I'm like, how did you guys even get into that?
Shelly asked, what is a good inexpensive drill?
So I actually have a link in the Facebook group for an inexpensive one, a nice quality one, and a portable one. So if you check those out, you'll see what we recommend and that we've actually used ourselves, and we can, you know, verify the quality is good on them. Alright, so I'm just, again, doing a quick little smooth over. You can kind of see the ombre is starting to look really nice, which I'm super excited about. It looks better on this hand than my other hand because I rushed.
Is Alter Ego mystery box color?
It's not. It's in the main line.
Amy said, did you get to eat yummy Thai food?
Close. We ate some ramen. My husband is Lao, but that's right next to Thailand, for anybody that wants to know. And I went a little bit extra on this side over here as a result from too much base. So I just got to clean up my edge. I just angle the drill in and clean that up. And that's the beauty of Peppi Gel, ladies. Like, if you make a mistake, just buff a little extra and it will clear it right up.
Everyone says it's looking very good so far.
Thanks.
At what speed is the drill set to?
I'm on the lowest, but every drill is going to be different on how they operate, but I'm on the lowest speed. And I go very gentle, like I don't put a lot of pressure because the vibration is, I don't know, not my favorite feeling in the world. And I know like a lot of people, like from going to a salon, say like their nail beds hurt afterwards. Well, sometimes that's just from like the vibration or over buffing of the actual nail bed. So I always go at a low speed and I put low pressure because I don't want to feel that and I don't want to damage my actual nails. So now I'm going to take a less used buffer that's really like strong on the grit still and give them all a quick little rough over. And then when I'm done, I'm going to take a more used buffer, which are my absolute favorite. I never throw my used buffers away. And then I'm going to do a final smooth over because it just, like, the grit is just enough to make it nice and smooth without leaving like those scratch lines into the color that you just applied. And they're also super great for buffing your natural nail bed without doing too much. So you always want to keep the purple side of the buffer towards your cuticle because you don't want to nick your cuticle up with the grit on the other side. So you can see like it leaves scratches because it's more coarse, but what it's doing, it's thinning the nail out exactly how I want it to be. And then the other one is going to smooth it and take those scratch lines away. Now you could do this all completely with the drill. You don't have to use a buffer in the end, or you could use this all with just a buffer and be fine with that. But like I told you guys earlier, I am a little bit OCD and extra on how I do my nails. So you'll see me doing a combination of all of these things. So it's a personal choice on what you want to do and how much time you want to put into your application.
Claire asked, how do you know when you're done buffing?
I just look at it, and if it's smooth enough and thin enough to my satisfaction, then I'm done. So if you look at it in the jar, it has a very, I don't know if I can even pick it up in the light. It has a very, there you go, tiny shimmer, like hardly noticeable. You won't see that when you apply it because once you buff out all your nails, it'll take it completely away. If you do want to try to savor it at all, you can put clear on top as your final dip to protect it. Those will be restocked very soon. Like everything we definitely try to do as quickly as possible, ladies, but it's really hard to kind of put a date on everything at the moment. I'm sorry. Alright, so now I'm going to take my very used buffer and just do my final smooth over. And you can see like what a difference that is compared to these roughed up ones. Like look how smooth that is and look how rough these are. So that's why I use a really used buffer in the final step.
Tiffany says she has to place an order. She needs more colors.
I feel you. So my mom has like so many colors because I make sure she stays stocked up. And I told her today she doesn't have enough colors. Maybe because I'm spoiled and I have like obviously the whole collection.
Jacqueline said, how often does Peppi release new colors? Do I need to designate a quarterly Peppi budget?
No comment. We release pretty often, not so often lately just because everything's crazy and we just want to focus on the priority right now, but yeah, we release definitely at least once a quarter at minimum.
Lucia asks if we're doing a giveaway tonight.
Girl, yes, we're already doing 2 giveaways, right? We hit the second one? Yeah, we're already giving away 2, so you have to stay on. Sorry, that was super demanding. You have to stay on so we can give those away. But if we hit 1,000, which I don't think we will now, but if we did, I'd give a 3rd one away. So you guys can see, like, look at that ombre. Like, tell me that's not awesome. And you can see, like, how much nicer that ombre is compared to this hand over here because I rushed through this one. So if you are going to do an ombre application, you definitely just really want to take your time. Don't rush it. I promise you. Your results will be so much better in the end if you are just very, like, cautious of what you're doing. Not cautious, but just taking your time and enjoying what you're doing. So now I'm going to go ahead. My final step is going to be to just go around my side walls and my tip just to make sure my shape is exactly where it was. I did shape them prior to live, but after you apply the powder, it kind of changes the shape just slightly. So you always want to take a nice file and give it one last like check before you seal it up.
Melissa says your nails are always so beautiful. She's so happy she found Peppi Gel.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy you found this too. Thank you. I know after I do my nails, I'm like, all right, did I do good or not? And then everybody has to listen to me for a week while I decide.
Yeah. You had Boombox Baby on for 2 weeks, and the whole time you said you wanted to change it.
I did. Listen, ladies, okay, I love all the Peppi colors, like 1000%. I love them all, but I don't love them all on my skin tone. And I know you guys, like, you guys understand, like, not everybody likes every color on their skin tone. But actually, Boombox Baby grew on me.
Yeah.
It really grew on me, and I really enjoyed wearing it. But now I kind of like this half neutral look, which I'm actually surprised because I don't really wear a lot of neutrals either because I don't like how they look on my skin tone. I have like a pinky pale skin tone. I'm a little bit tanner now than I usually am. But yeah, I'm like picky. I love jewel tone colors. I don't know. I'm just weird. Alright, so I'm just touching my shape up. Everything is looking great. And then my thumb, show them your fingers real quick. I have to do my thumb on the edge of the table, ladies. I'm sorry, it's just because I can't see.
Here's another look at my pink leg warmers. I actually did this on an Instagram live last week.
Yep, and it's still up on the Instagram under IGTV. You guys can check it out.
Yeah. Elizabeth asked, what's your favorite Peppi color?
Ooh. I think at the end of the day, I'm a classic, like, maroonish red color. So Chianti is one of my all-time faves, and so is Marooned, which is retired, but Get It Girl is a really good replacement for that. And I really like Gold Digger. Yeah, all the reds.
She has one favorite.
I want to go with all the reds at this point. Any jewel tones. Yeah, no one favorite. I think it's illegal to have one favorite nail color. No, I'm not joking. It's illegal.
Yeah.
I think it's a real law. Alright, so I'm just touching up my nails real quick. Caitlin, would you show them the up close of these while I touch my nails up really fast?
Here is an up close of Resting Beach Face. It's a really good kind of blue, just beachy color.
A really nice like summer teal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is Alter Ego. It's pretty much the same tone as Resting Beach Face, just more glitter.
All glitter, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I got it. So I have like this little tiny little chip on the end of my middle finger, but it wasn't worth doing a tea bag or anything. So yeah, I got flaws in my nails today, ladies, and anybody who's been following Peppi for a long time knows that it's going to drive me for real crazy. But after the next Peppi cure, it'll be grown out and off. Alright, so let me go ahead and wipe up my workspace really quick because I want it to look pretty as we get into our number 3. It's really important, this next step, so I really hope you guys stay on and follow it with great detail, especially if you're new, because this is going to save you a lot of frustration in the long run. So let me, no, go ahead.
Peg asked if Pink Leg Warmers is coming back in stock. Unfortunately, it was a mystery box color.
Alright, so this is how my nails are looking.
Sarah asked how many Peppi cures can you get from one color?
So one color is going to give you approximately 25 Peppi cures. Of course, that's dependent on your nail length and how many times you dip and all that good stuff. But the average is 25 Peppi cures per color of Peppi gel.
Stephanie asked, can you keep your powders in a plastic container with lids or rubber in them? So they come in plastic containers already.
Yeah.
We would suggest keeping them in those containers.
Exactly. Alright. So I have a problem of re-examining my nails multiple times before I go to the shine coat because I don't want to go back and like fix it later because that generally results in me just doing a whole new manicure, right? So let me get a paper towel for the next step. This step is crucial in your application. This is the step that most people struggle with, and the reason why is because you're using your shine coat after you've used your activator, which, remember, your set is what cures your entire Peppi gel system, so that includes your shine coat too. So if you follow to the T exactly what I'm going to show you, you won't have any issues. So just really sit back and relax and watch this, because I promise it will save you frustration. And this information is included in your starter kit, but I know it's honestly like more of a visual thing to see, in my opinion, because I mean, how else will you learn? All right, so I'm gonna take my number 2 set. This time I'm going to apply it on all my nails, but I'm not going to drench the nails. I'm gonna apply just enough to absorb into the nail and kind of make itself ready, more or less to say, for the shine. So you don't want to drench this go around of number 2 on your nails. You want just enough to cover the nail. You want to make sure, again, you're getting in the sidewalls, along the cuticle, and at the tip of your nail.
So Brandy asked, do you do 2 coats of the number 2?
You do 2 coats, but they're split up. Sorry, I didn't mean to answer that for you.
So you do 1 coat and wait 2 minutes and then buff it, and then you do another coat of number 2.
All right. So after you apply the number 2, you have to wait exactly 2 minutes before we start with our number 3. So I have my timer set. I am watching the clock for 2 minutes, and we're gonna wait. So you don't want to apply your number 3 sooner, and you don't want to wait any extra time, because if you wait extra time, then the number 2 is gonna be too dry to make the shiny coat shiny. So you really have to wait 2 minutes. Super important. Nope.
Elizabeth says she needs to see a swatch of alcoholic and resting beach face. Do we have alcoholic in here?
You do have alcoholic. It is. Where is she?
Down here?
It was down there. It's not on the table, is it? Oh no! I lied to you guys. I literally used alcoholic and not resting beach face.
What?
I did. I did do that.
Which one's resting beach face then?
I don't. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. I think it's that one. I was like,
yeah, it is.
I was like, why are they so much darker this time? Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys, I am not a smart person today. So this is resting beach face, not what I used. Lighter, brighter. This is alcoholic, darker.
So a couple people had commented saying it looked different on the website, and I was like, well, it's on the website, it might just look different.
It was like
but...
sitting here, so I just used it, and I didn't even pay attention. I was like, it's a teal, it works. Oh my, I think that's the first time I've ever done that, and that's literally so embarrassing. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, at least you get a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, they're laughing at you.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, resting beach face. Actually, Caitlin, do you want to swatch them both? I think there's swatches in there. All right, my 2 minutes is up. Caitlin is going to swatch those so she can show you the difference between them.
Give me the number 1.
Yeah. All right, so before I apply my number 3, I need to wipe all of that number 2 residue off on a different spot of the paper towel on each nail. This is very important because you don't want that contact residue to transfer over to your number 3 bottle. Then I'm gonna flip the paper towel upside down so I can have a nice clean side to wipe my number 3 brush on. I'm gonna use enough number 3 to cover my nail in 2 to 3 quick strokes and wipe the brush on a paper towel. And I'm gonna repeat this on all of my nails. It's 2 to 3 quick strokes. Wipe your brush on a different spot of the paper towel. So Now that I'm thinking about my color mistake, I actually like it better with resting beach face when I did my sample nail the other day.
Is that why it looks different?
Yeah, that's why it's darker. I don't know why I did not pay attention to that. So again, I'm just doing 2 to 3 quick strokes. I'm not overlapping those strokes. And I'm wiping the brush on the paper towel and going back into the bottle. I'm immediately going to go back in and do my final shine coat and cap the free edge of my nail. On your final shine coat, you can overlap the layers a little bit more, but on the first round you don't really want to because all you're doing is smearing that number 2 residue around, so they're not going to dry quite as shiny. Oh, I'm so mad. I can't believe I did this. Now I want to redo it because it's not what I wanted.
Everyone says it still looks good.
Well, thank you, everyone. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and that's it. That's literally how you guys ombre. So in this case, when I did do my sample nail, resting beach face actually was a better color for this particular ombre. Just because of the like lighter tone to it, so it blends like a little bit better. So I was wondering like why did I not realize that? Man, that was frustrating. And I gotta cap my free edge right here so I don't forget. All right. So very important also with your number 3, like I talked about in the beginning of the video, is always use that inside wiper of the bottle to pull excess liquid off, and never wipe your brush up here, or never like use it like regular polish where you're trying to pull it out and down. It just won't work. It will glue your bottle shut. But the way you apply your number 3 is very specific if you don't want to contaminate. So I highly recommend that you guys do follow all of those tips. But when it comes to the actual design itself, you can be fully creative. So I got 2 minutes to wait before they're dry. That's all right. Caitlin has swatched the 2 colors. She didn't do the number 2, or the number 3, I mean. But she did do them on swatch, so here's what they look like matte. So resting beach face is actually the color I was supposed to do. It was gonna be brighter, more summery, more fun. This is kind of more like, still summery and fun, but almost a fall blue. But you know what? It looks so good with Alter Ego, I'm not even mad about it.
Yeah, they go really good together.
Yeah, so this is, so you guys can see, let me show you. No, come over here. There you go. Just so you guys can see, this is what they look like side by side. And they're actually pulling more blue in the video than they are. There's that more of a green undertone to them. But just something for you guys to see. Yeah, resting beach face is truly a must. What blue would look good with Just Say Yes? Resting beach face would look amazing, but actually Girl Yes and Pontoon Party would look really pretty with Just Say Yes, as well as the darker blue. But here's what my nails look like, ombre'd. Do you ever think I'll cut my nails down and do a short tutorial? I don't want to break your heart, but never. It's never gonna happen. Unless I break a nail in a tragedy, it's never gonna happen.
Even then, you would probably put a tip on it or something.
I probably would. Yeah. Unless they're like all broken, I won't sacrifice them all. No way. I've worked way too hard to get them long. But honestly though, like all jokes aside, ladies, if you do have shorter nails and you want them to grow long, like if you want to use tips, that's totally fine and it works great. But if you want your natural nails to be long, I really do suggest skipping the tips, putting Peppi on your nails, and just be patient. And in about 2 months, you're going to start really noticing some growth on your nails. So this is my ombre. It looks pretty good, even though I did the wrong color. That is so embarrassing. Oh well.
We're all human. We make mistakes.
Yeah.
And it still looks good, so.
I don't know why I didn't pay attention. I literally just was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and I didn't even read the jar color name or anything. I was just like, whatever.
I think that was on the table because Mom looked at it earlier.
Oh.
She said she wasn't going to use it.
That's why. All right, so we have 2 giveaways to do. So we are going to give away a resting beach face. We're not giving away an aquaholic. We're giving away the lighter, brighter, prettier resting beach face. Or maybe you'll get an aquaholic. Maybe you'll be surprised. I don't know. We'll see. You're going to get one of the 2. So we need to give away our first one. 1 second, ladies. Hang tight with us because we're going to do 2 giveaways. Caitlin's finishing the swatch real quick. So while she does that, maybe I'll answer some questions.
They're still wet if you want to show them.
Yeah.
But now they're shiny.
Yeah, here's what they look like, shiny. Aren't they beautiful?
Stephanie says she misses Mom on lives.
Mama Peppi, she just did a live, like, what, a month ago, I think? Yeah, probably a month ago. Maggie and I alternate lives because we're not in the same location currently. And when we are, we usually do them together, but we alternate. So I had Mama Peppi on not too long ago, but ladies, she just did her nails today and cropped my top. I posted the photo. So she probably, maybe not next week, but the following week when it's my turn for live again.
Maybe you can talk her.
I'll talk her into it. She gets mad at me because when it's hard, it's really hard to do your nails on live because you can't like get as close to them as you would with the camera in the way. So she's like, she loves to do it, but she's like, my application's not as good. Okay, so we're gonna give away a surprise one. It's gonna be resting beach face or aquaholic.
Maybe whoever we pick,
Well,
you can let them choose which one they want.
yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I like that. All right, so let's do the first person. Do you want to do a scroll and pick, or do you want to do like a trivia?
Do a trivia for one and then a scroll for the other one.
All right, I'm gonna do a scroll and pick real quick, and you have to think of a trivia question.
No, you think of a question.
No, I don't
know
want
any
to think of a
questions.
question. All right, let me see. All right, ladies, I'm gonna do a scroll and pick, and Caitlin is going to tell me when to stop.
You have to do both.
You're gonna tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Jessica Shorter. She said my nails are still cute, so that's a good pick. Jessica Shorter, girl, email me peppygel@gmail.com, and we will discuss which color you're gonna get for free. All right, and then now we have to give away Alter Ego, which is this one. 2 dips of Alter Ego and 1 dip of clear. How are we gonna give this one away?
I don't know.
Give me a trivia question.
Like, trivia about what?
Anything.
About Peppi gel? Or...
Anything.
Well, I don't know. You put me on the spot. I'm not good at this.
I put you on the spot because I'm not good at it either. I can't even pick my nail color correct today. How can I pick a trivia question? Oh man. Okay. All right. The first person who can name October's mystery box colors from last year.
Yeah, I definitely don't know the answer to that.
I know it. I know it because it was one of my all-time favorite boxes.
Man, that's some real trivia.
Yeah, that's real trivia for you guys. The first person who can name last October's mystery box colors, you have to name both of them correctly, will win the Alter Ego. I'm waiting. I'm watching the comments. Oh, Shonda Dar, she got it. First class sass and model behavior. Girl, you just won yourself an Alter Ego.
That is a true Peppi fan.
That is a true Peppi fan. I see Shonda in the group. I see her. I see her nails. They look good. All right, ladies. That is it for this evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed Ombre. I'm really sorry. I definitely had a blonde moment on my color, but just to recap really quick so you guys can see Resting Beach Face is the lighter, brighter color, and Aquaholic is the mystery box color that I did end up using tonight. But they are much brighter in person than the light is showing tonight. So if you really want a good summer teal, grab yourself a Resting Beach Face because it is beautiful. All right, good night, ladies. Thanks for hanging out.